Okay, I got it. So hi everybody, and it is July 20th. Welcome to the Team Boosh Lipstick and Lunges and Diamonds and Dumbbells call. Lauren here, and I'm hosting this week because my sister Jacqueline is sick after a week of traveling. So thanks for coming on. A few things that I just wanted to go over this week. I know that we had talked about earlier doing a little social media review of people's profiles, but I was really hoping to do that with Jacqueline on as well. So I think I'd like to push that back and focus on it in August instead, since next week we'll be at Summit. But in the meantime, at the end of this call, I'll give some pointers just on social media tips in general that everyone can implement. And then we'll be able to review more profiles when we do that exercise. So yeah, it's the 20th of July, which is ridiculous. First off, this year is flying by because the year's over half over, and the month is more than half over. So in terms of your goals, how are you doing? Are you close to what your goals are? Aren't you? I know for me, it's been a little slow. The summer months can be pretty challenging, which is what we talked about last week. But the good thing is that the best program that's out there, the 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme, are on sale. So I would definitely exploit that, talk about the meal plans and everything that you can when you're talking to people and when you're talking about the challenge groups that you're doing. The 21 Day Fix is like the #1 selling infomercial in 2015. So people more than likely have seen the infomercials or seen those little containers online and on TV. So I would play up the fact that it works, that you use it and that it works, and that you have challenge groups and menus that follow that exact plan. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is Team Cup. Can you raise your hand if you know what Team Cup is? Okay, most of the people on this call, which is good. So if you haven't heard of what Team Cup is, Beachbody does this a few times a year. And pretty much what they do is they pick a particular month where they encourage coaches to pair up into teams of up to 5 people. There can only be 1 diamond on the team, and work together. You work together for accountability. You work together to keep each other in check and share your goals and your ideas and what you're trying to do. And you team up, and Beachbody keeps track of the number of Success Club points that your team brings in. You come up with like a branded name of your team, and you have the opportunity to win prizes, which is pretty cool. So they designate these different tiers and kind of levels. And if the coaches on your team hit those tiers with Success Club points, then you get extra prizes, which is pretty cool. In the past, what I have done, which I think is the best practice, is to work with other coaches that are in my upline and my downline, especially newer coaches that maybe haven't really they've only like dipped their toes into coaching just yet. This is a great time to teach others how to be successful as a coach. So examples of things that you can do together are running free clean eating challenges together. Divide up the work of who's going to do what, and run those together and commit to running it for 3 or 4 weeks during the month, all as a team. Tag each other in the posts and take turns doing the different responsibilities so that your team, each person in the team can learn like what goes into hosting a free clean eating group. You can spotlight each other as your Woman Crush Wednesday and keep each other accountable with your own workouts and posts and all of that too as part of your Team Cup. So it's really just working with a smaller group. Obviously, we work together in Lipstick and Lunges and all help each other. But during these Team Cup months, what we do is you instead are working in a smaller group, keeping accountable, winning prizes. And again, it's usually beneficial to work with someone in your upline or downline, because as you're all helping lives, you're accruing more volume within the same leg that you're on, and you're all going to earn more money that way. If you're trying to advance towards a certain rank, which if it's diamond or emerald or anything like that, working with people on your team that are in your downline, if you're helping them, it's going to help you get to that rank quicker. So I would be strategic in the people that you choose to be a part of your team. I think that if there aren't necessarily people in your downline that you can work with just yet, you can always reach out to people in Team Lipstick and Lunges or Diamonds and Dumbbells. But the priority that I would say to try and start off to do is people within your downline there to help your team, to teach your team best practices and how to run their business. So registration for the Team Cup, I'm just looking this up now. You can register now. It starts officially on August 1st. So it's for the whole calendar month of August. And really you'd want to start like pre-planning with your team what your plan of attack is going to be. Like you could host a branded challenge group together if you want. You could host a series of free clean eating groups. It's up to you. You can be creative. So I really encourage you, especially if you're trying to hit some goals, to team up with others and just share ideas, best practices, all of that. So that is Team Cup. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the importance of events. So I know a handful of us are going to Summit next week. If you don't know what Summit is, it's the national conference that Beachbody hosts every year for coaches. A lot of us will be attending. There's really cool parties. You can work out with the celebrity trainers. You get to see your team and hang out with them. And it's amazing. I know it was a game changer for me. This will be the third summit that I'm attending. And it's crazy to think how my business has progressed with each event, each summit that I've gone to each summer. So our team who will be attending next week, we will be sharing everything that we're learning. I'm going to try to figure out the best way to do that. Some live streaming if I can, but taking a ton of notes and uploading it to the team so that everyone can just be learning what we're learning too. And what's happening shortly after Summit is Super Saturday is the first weekend of August. So can you raise your hand if you're attending a Super Saturday? Oh, yay. This is all very exciting. Great. If you haven't been to a Super Saturday yet and there is one in your area that still has tickets available, I'd highly recommend that too. The great thing about the Super Saturday that's going to be in August is that a lot of the exciting news that comes out of Summit, like new product launches and things like that, will be announced at Super Saturday as well. But Super Saturday is just a great way to connect with your team in person. If you aren't attending a local one, it's a good way just to meet other coaches, not necessarily from your team, but just to be in a room with like-minded people and feel the excitement and hang out and kind of flaunt this amazing community that you're a part of on social media to gain some traction too. So if anyone has any questions or anything about Super Saturday and you need help finding one near you, feel free to post in your team page and we'd be happy to help you. But highly recommend getting to events because it's usually a game changer within your business. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else I had on my list. So I know that I had mentioned that we wanted to talk about social media and take a look at some of the profiles. So I think, Michelle, you came on late, but I'm going to push that actually until August because Jacqueline's sick. And I think that we both do a good job at giving our ideas on our pointers on social media and feedback on posts. So instead, I'm going to give everyone some pointers in terms of social media that I've been working on lately, and I think we can all start to implement them, and then the first week of August can come back and do a live review of people's everyone's profiles that wants to be featured. But a few things. So obviously social media is the way that you're reaching out to people, that people are finding you. And I feel like in recent calls that I've been having with some of the newer coaches on the team, I've been asking them some questions or mentioning some things. And sometimes I just think that everybody knows this and we haven't held a social media training in a while. So I just wanted to go over some pointers on best practices and tips and tricks of what I've used. So tip number 1, is it listed in your Facebook, Instagram, wherever else you're listed in, that you were a coach at Beachbody or your own branded like page? I would hope so, because you want people to know that you are actually running a business and that you can help them with what you're doing, and that you're not just kind of like posting for accountability like people that just check in at the gym every single day. So make sure that you have that done. Number 2, are you tagging yourself in your pictures 24 to 48 hours later after you are posting them? So this is whether you have a like page or your own personal page and you're posting photos. When you are tagged in a photo, it resurfaces within the Facebook like feed wall. And Allison, I see. I will get you in a second. And you show up in news feeds again when you are tagged in there. So personally, what I do is I have a like page and then also my own Facebook page. I'm in the process of going through Shalene's Marketing Impact Academy, where she recommends people just doing everything on a like page. I don't recommend that unless you have an advertising budget and you've maxed out at like 5,000 friends, to be honest. So stick to one thing at a time. If you need to, your personal profile first. But I will post a picture or post a status of something, and then I will wait 24 to 48 hours to tag myself in that photo, and then it resurfaces and shows up in more news feeds. I will do the same thing as well with liking and commenting to people's comments that they put on my status or my photo. Unless it has to do with purchasing something or like something that's kind of like a time restricted, I would want to get back to them or answer them. Like if it's a compliment or something like that. I will time out when I respond back to it so that my post is resurfacing in news feeds. So that's another tip. Tip number 3, are you using canva.com? Because if you aren't, you should sign up right this second. Canva is a free website that you can go to, and it's kind of like a Photoshop for dummies, where you can design cover photos, Instagram posts, Facebook posts, event cover photos, and it's really easy to use and intuitive. You can upload your own photos. They have like clip art and things like that, and you can just design things to look really pretty. They actually just released an iPhone app as well. I've downloaded it, but I haven't used it yet. But it's going to help you look more professional with your posts, and especially with your Facebook cover, which is my point number 4. I highly recommend branding your Facebook cover photo to be Beachbody related. So whether it's a collage showing like your family, your fitness and food or something like that, or if it's promoting, say, your next 30-day challenge group like mine is, it should be kind of branded and more polished, so that when someone is scrolling immediately or lands on your page somehow because they saw a post or saw that someone interacted with your post, that they can tell that you are a coach. And another thing that I would add to that is, in terms of your cover photo, you want to be conscious of how it looks like on a phone. So on Facebook, if you have any writing or anything on your cover photo, how does it look on a phone? So mine, to be honest, is not optimal right now. Look at what my cover photo looks like on my phone. It's at least in the middle of the cover photo, so that you see, if I bring it up, like it's in the middle, so that when you would look at the profile, it's like right above my head, but it probably should be up further. But you want to keep that in mind when you have any type of writing on your cover photo, because if it's all the way to the left or all the way to the right, what does it look like on your phone, and can you read it? Because let's be honest, half the time everyone's on their phone. And that's where people are scrolling, and we're going to be getting to you. And Kim Pratt just said, it takes some time and you have to play around to get with it. I totally agree. It takes some time to figure out the placement and figure out what looks good and what doesn't. Sometimes it's trial and error, especially with event cover photos. A lot of the times before I create my challenge group, I will just create the group. I'll create the cover photo and I upload it for myself to look, and I look at it at what it looks like on my phone. And I'll move things around a few times and delete the old ones until I see what it looks like. But like, you also just have to be conscious of like where the words go too. So like, here's my challenge group one, and it's like the words are kind of close to where that box is. Like, it doesn't look great. So just keep in mind how things look on a phone, because people are going to be viewing everything on a phone. Coming up with engaging posts. I think a lot of people do a great job with this, but as we've mentioned before, within Facebook, they like when people interact with your posts. And when they're interacting with your posts, that's going to help you show up in more news feeds. So the more likes and comments you get, like, it's just going to help your activity. So creating engaging posts where you ask questions, or like it's a vote, or you're supposed to tag someone in it, is going to help you get more engagement and show up in more posts. Personally, my posts that usually get the most comments are voting on my hairstyle or color or an outfit. So if you have anything where you need a vote for, if you need to wear an outfit to Summit next week, if you need to wear an outfit out for date night, if you need an idea for your birthday, like a birthday outfit or something like that, like anywhere, people love to give their opinions on Facebook. So anywhere that you can ask it and it's not Beachbody related, people will give their opinions. And then usually you can do an update about it afterwards with whatever you decide to wear. Half the time I ask people what they think I should wear. I already know what I'm going to wear, but I want to show up in news feeds. So I ask the question first. Becky's saying, yeah, so she's done this a few times and then has great conversations afterwards. And that's the other thing. It is a great conversation starter. Tip number, I don't know what I'm on, 5 or 6. Video is key. So Facebook loves video. Whether you're sharing a video from another page, or you uploaded content yourself, or you go live on your Facebook page, video is going to show up. You can actually see the number like of impressions and views of video. And I'd highly recommend getting semi-comfortable with it if you can, if it's you, because then people can get to know you. But just with posting video, they call it priming. And then when you're priming your profile and doing these high engagement things, so like posting a funny video or posting something that has like a ton of comments on it, it's setting you up for success with your next post, because you're going to be showing up in more news feeds, and usually in the news feeds of those people who have been engaging with you. So what I like to do is any type of like viral video of like something funny has been great. Like I posted today, like some mom blogger did like a spoof on Pokemon Go, and it was like Chardonnay Go. I've done things of like funny workout things with Justin Bieber. Any of like those recipe videos where people are like making the recipe and it shows you how to make it. Like I would say if it's healthy, like at least it kind of relates back to Beachbody, but it doesn't always have to be Beachbody. But video is king and it makes it creative. Usavity, it's like the taste videos that do really well. And lastly, I think just like sharing your story and your transformation. But I was actually talking to Laura the other night, and we had both taken this training by a guy named Josh Coates, and he's part of the John Maxwell team. And he does trainings for Beachbody coaches. His wife is a Beachbody coach, and he helps you with kind of like the way to recruit people and get on people's radars and all of that. And he had a challenge that he did for the people that was in his group, which I think is a challenge that I'm going to suggest to our groups for August. And what he did was he challenged everyone to share their own personal transformation every Tuesday and Thursday, like a transformation, like before and after picture with like a very specific message to it, with a very specific call to action. And then on Sunday nights talked about the coaching opportunity. So kind of like the Monday blues, this and that, bringing up that hatred to Sunday night, Monday blues on Sunday nights, and talking about the coaching opportunity and what it's done for you. So I think that being strategic with what you're talking about, being strategic about some of the social media like Transformation Tuesdays, Throwback Thursdays, things like that, really makes sense, and especially when you do it with consistency. So I just babbled on, but those are my tips. I can like write a recap of this too, but I think that just making sure that you're doing all of those things is a great start, a great like basis with social media. And then you can start to hone in on like the specific call to action of what you want people to do, or how they should interact with you or get in touch with you, and like how to be compelling as opposed to like, buy this from me and go. Okay, Allison, I'm going to unmute you. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
All right, well, in boxing hell.
Oh my gosh.
Movers come tomorrow morning.
Good luck.
So two things. One, when you talk about the posting, still unfortunately have not finished the MIA Academy, but started, posting on my like page and sharing it on my personal page, but you can't tag yourself in your picture.
You can. It's just really tricky, to be honest. Hold on. I know Corey knows how to do this. Corey, gotcha.
I do know how to do this. I can't see you. I have to find my Zoom camera. Okay, so you have to do it from a computer. You cannot do it from a phone. So basically what you do is you post it on your post whatever on your fitness page.
Okay.
Then go to your computer.
Okay.
Go to your regular profile. It's very tricky. It has to be precise. Go to your regular profile picture. In the search bar, search yourself. Don't go to the arrow and click to your other account. Like go in the search and hit, Corey Muller Fitness.
Okay.
Then when Corey Muller Fitness pops up, hit photos, find the photo you want, and then add the tag.
Oh.
But you have to do it I don't know why the algorithm's that way, but you have to do it from your computer, and you have to search yourself from the search bar. Search your fitness page from the search bar. Then go to photos, then find the photo, and then tag it. And I only do one at a time just because I'm nervous that it's going to work.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's so
it's super tricky. I Googled and Googled and Googled forever to try and find out how to do it. And I literally stumbled across some post embedded in a post embedded in a post, and it worked. So I was like,
it's a little tricky. It's the same way with videos too. So if you do videos on your page, there is a way to tag yourself in it, but it's a really weird and specific way. But I'd start with the photos first. I mean, going through and obviously sharing it to your page and then tagging yourself later is good because it's going to keep showing up. I mean, if you look at Jimmy does that. Jimmy doesn't post on his actual profile. He just keeps sharing everything. So it's kind of awkward in the beginning and you feel awkward about it. But I think a lot of it is just honestly, it's fake it till you make it. It's your persona. You're doing it that way. And it's going to become more regular, as you stick to it.
Okay. And then secondly,
yes,
with moving,
yes,
any way that I can help capitalize on that, work related, I don't know, any way
well, I'm moving too, so let's think about this. Oh yeah, so is Christina. I would say I think in terms of moving, I think there's a few things that you could do. So moving's super hectic and obviously a pain in the butt. But the good thing is that even with moving, you have one healthy meal a day that you don't have to think about. And it's possible to still get your workouts in from your computer, no matter where you are.
Okay.
So I would say that that's like a couple things that you could say. Hold on. Kim Pratt, go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like I can totally help you with this because I started the week after I moved from my one house, and then we moved in with my mother-in-law for a month, and we moved into this house. And I was able to compare how I felt when I did my first move. I had to sit because I couldn't really move much. I couldn't help a lot. And then when I was able to unpack the second house, how much I was able to help, how much more energy I had and how much more strength and how much more, like how much better I felt. And even like Barry, who, isn't the most observant, like noticed that I had been able to help him a lot more. So, I know it's probably been a while since you moved, but if you could somehow compare it to how you felt before and how you feel now because you feel strong enough and capable, I think that that's a really good, because moms never feel capable enough and strong enough, and I feel like that might help.
Okay.
That's great. And then Corey just said in the messages too, if your coaching paycheck helped paid for anything, like a new piece of furniture or this or that, like not even that it had to be that you necessarily purchased it new, but even like taking a photo of something that's like the equivalent value, anything like that, I think would work. Okay, hold on.
One last thing.
Yeah.
No. And also, going to try to get down to Miami. I don't know, to Super Saturday. I'm hoping I can.
Oh,
so I
great.
don't know if there's another one you'd recommend in Florida or...
Let me look in the locator. I am not...
Amy Silverman, I think she's speaking in Miami. But
yeah, I mean, she's a good person to listen from, especially if you're not going to make it to Summit.
Right.
But I would look in the locator and just put in like the zip code.
Okay.
If you just Google like Beachbody Super Saturday, there's like a page that refreshes and it has like a locator where you put it in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure any of those would be good. Christina and Ashley, what's that?
No, somebody asked where I was moving to, so I said I'm moving to Boca Raton, Florida.
Nice. Okay, Christina and Ashley, I unmuted both of you.
I just wanted to tell her too, another thing she could post about moving is that like the girls are seeing you help with boxes and moving, and that you're like a strong mom and you're not just sitting, watching all these guys move stuff. So you're showing your girls that, you can help.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
I am actually, based on my call with Lauren the other night, I'm doing it more as like a fresh start. So like moving is a fresh start and you're in a new place and you're purging some of your old stuff and getting rid of things and like recommitting to starting over again. So I'm like trying to get people to recommit with me to starting the 21-day fix. So I'm using that as a platform with the moving as like like a fresh new start kind of.
I love that. I think it's all good angles. So yeah, I think just getting creative. I think all the examples that they said are great. So obviously it's just like hectic. I think that with moving to a new place, and I have a feeling I'll be doing this in September when we go to Texas, just like asking opinions and kind of like sharing when you explore like a new city too is probably pretty cool, because it's not like Beachbody related either. It's just like, oh, I found this new smoothie place, or oh, I found this, or oh, has anyone been here before? Have any recommendations? And like, obviously if you're near like beautiful palm trees and stuff like that, like everyone's going to be jealous of that. So I post pictures of that. Just like share it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Did anyone else have any questions or anything that they wanted to share? Oh wait, Christina. I got
Sorry, I remuted myself.
Oh yeah.
I just was wondering, like, when do you decide to make a YouTube channel? Like, when do you take your videos from Facebook to YouTube and like become more consistent with that, or is it necessary to even do?
So to be honest, I have not really dove into that at all. Like I have a channel, but it's mostly with like the coaching videos, the Coach Basic ones. I did go through a phase where I had uploaded like all of my, like some of my fitness ones that I'd saved on my phone or my computer up there. But when I look at it, because you can see the views, like each of them have like 5 views. I think it's kind of better to be get really good at one thing than try to keep going from like one thing to the other. Unless you have like some extra time to really devote into researching the channel itself and like how it works.
Okay.
So that would be my advice. I think that like with videos, like I said on Facebook, like it shows up a lot more places. I think that with Facebook, there's really easy ways that you can pay for advertising and targeting and all of that. And where you're easily contactable, like all in one place, versus on YouTube, if someone finds you, like they would have to message you or find you on Facebook and this and that. I mean, some people are great at it, like Coach Caleb and Trey Bear and people like that, but it's all coaching videos. So it's like coaches are using it. I don't exactly know how it all translates. I hope they don't find this video on YouTube of me saying that, but no one views my YouTube videos, so it's probably fine. But it's just something to think about. I know that I think Corey can attest to this, that Shalene was saying, like, figure out what you do right and how to like continue to tweak that and like make it even better, as opposed to just like starting something from zero.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, time's running out on this free video in 5 minutes. Plus we're over and I want to respect everybody's time. Does anybody else have anything that they wanted to go over tonight? Oh, Ashley, hold on. Oh, and Michelle. Ashley, quick, and then Michelle.
Yeah, real quick. So when you guys did the videos for like Orange is the New Black and Game of Thrones, and then like Jack and Corey did one at the airport.
Yeah.
Number one, how are you doing that? I think it's adorable. And have people been sharing it?
Yeah, so I know, yes, people have been sharing it. And the way that they do it is they take video clips like on their iPhone, and then they use Video Shop. It's an app.
Okay.
And Video Shop is an app where you can piece it together, you can edit it, and you can add music over it as a voice, and you can technically add copyrighted music over it, and it doesn't get caught by Facebook.
Okay.
And
Go
you
ahead.
can like text edit and all of that. Yeah. So definitely do that. Those always get a lot of views. And then I know Jack like shared it in like her travel group. Like she shared it to pertinent groups and stuff like that, and it usually gets more views.
Okay.
Cool. Michelle.
Hi. So I have a quick question about your Help Wanted ad that I copied a few minutes ago. So with that, you didn't mention anything about people kind of using the opportunity to work on their fitness journey. Like it was more just business related. Have you done this before, and has it worked for you? And I'm only asking because you probably noticed I'm dropping coaches like flies, in the sense of I'm doing sort of what Adam did last August, which was sign everyone up as a discount coach, which has been working really, really well for me, except they're not serious, and then they do a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then kind of just drop off.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if.
So this is the first time that I've done it, and honestly, I saw another top coach that just posted it, and I loved it, so I did the same thing.
Okay.
I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing to have a ton of discount coaches and then they drop, as long as you're super consistent to keep adding. I mean, it would be the same thing as a person on HD that like canceled their HD. It's
That's
just
true.
you get a cancellation email, so it's a little bit more of a sting.
Uh-huh.
I think that you could spin it a different way, as like Help Wanted or like Challenge Group Wanted or like Fitness Testimonials Wanted or something, and you could do it for like challengers too. Just be like, I challenge you for 30 days to like post every single day on your profile, and like I can help you earn money off of it.
Okay.
Like Social Media Mavens Wanted, like something like that. So the people that I wrote back to that emailed me, like I pretty much put it that way. I was like, I have run a business this way, and I've just found that when people post for accountability, that then others want to join them and this and that. So I'm just offering them the chance to earn a commission off of it if anyone else joins. I put it that way.
Okay, good.
So I think that you can be creative with it.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, we literally have less than a minute, so I'm going to have to do this. Okay, let's do a picture quick before this thing goes away. All right, let me see. I always forget how to, whoops, I always forget how to do this. Okay, everybody smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hopefully that was good. So thanks so much for joining. Always appreciate it. And if anyone has any questions in the meantime, you know how to find us. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.